Welcome to my channel. In the previous video we learned how to repeat our code with loops. So in this video we'll learn how to reuse our code with functions and models. When you're reusing in the programming world, you're making the code shorter and easier to understand. As you learned in this video, Python offers a different amount of ways to reuse code. You've already seen a way to reuse code. In the previous video we used functions range and list to make Python count. List, bracket, range, bracket 0, comma, 5, bracket, and then a bracket. If you know how to count, it's not hard to create a list by numbers by typing them yourself. But the larger the list is, the more typing you would need to do. However, if you use functions, you can easily create a list with thousands of numbers. Here's an example that uses a list and range function to produce a list of numbers. List, range, 0, comma, 1000. Oops. Functions are chunks of code that tell Python to do something. Functions can be used over and over again, which is a way to reuse code. A function has three parts: a name, parameter, and a body. Here's an example of a simple function. Def simple. Pokemon, brackets and Pokemon. Print, you caught a %s %Pokemon. The name of the function is simple. It has a single parameter, a name, and its body is the block of code immediately following the line with def, short for define. A parameter is a variable that exists only while a function is being run. You can run a function by calling its name and using parentheses around the parameter value. Simple Pikachu. The function can take 2, 3, or any amount of parameters just instead of one. Def simple Pokemon 1, comma, Pokemon 2. Print, you want a free %s and a free %s brackets Pokemon 1, comma, Pokemon 2. And brackets. And the value is separated by a comma. Simple Pokemon Pikachu, comma, Mewtwo. We can also create some variables first and then call them with a function. First Pokemon equals to Pikachu second Pokemon equals to Mewtwo. Def simple first Pokemon, comma, second Pokemon. A function can be also used to return a value, like how many Pokemons you have. Def number of Pokemons. Brackets number of Pikachus, comma, number of Mewtwo's, comma, number of Charizards. Return number of Pikachus plus number of Mewtwo's plus number of Charizards. This function takes three parameters. First, it takes numbers of Pikachus and adds it with number of Mewtwo's. Then it adds it to number of Charizards. And the result is returned and can be assigned to a variable or printed. Print number of Pokemons, brackets 62, 14, and 12. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to put sorry about that. A variable that's inside a function can't be used after the function has ended. It's because the variable only exists in the function. This is called a scope. Let's take a look at some familiar functions without any parameters. Def variable test. Brackets and inside there put number of Oddishes equals to 20. Number of Charmanders equals to 10. Return number of Oddishes plus number of Charmanders. In this function, we created two variables and added them together and returned the answer. Pokemon's just caught equals to 64. Def variable test the second brackets, and inside there put Pokemon's caught equals to, Pokemon's caught last year, I'm sorry. Equals to 234, and Pokemon's caught before last year equals to 564. Return Pokemon's caught last year plus Pokemon's caught before last year plus Pokemon's just caught. This code will tell us that variables created outside the function can be used in the function because another variable is created outside the function, but it can be used inside the function. However, the variables that are created inside the functions cannot be used outside the functions. Here's the result of this function. Print variable test the second. Now suppose you're building something huge, like a spaceship out of cans, and you need to flat about 500 cans to make the spaceship. And you can flat 20 cans a week. Let's create a function to show how much cans we can flat each week up to a year. This function will take cans as a parameter. Def spaceship building. Bracket cans. Total cans equals to 0. 4x in weeks in range, brackets 53. total cans equals total cans plus cans. Print week 1, percent S equals to percent S cans. Percent brackets week and total cans. First, we create a function and take cans as a parameter. Then we create total cans and assign it to 0. Then we create a loop and add the numbers of cans flattened each week and show it. Let's try entering that function with different values. First, let's start with 20. Spaceship building brackets 20. I'm sorry, I forgot to do something. So let's try it again. Spaceship building 20. Next, let's try 50. Spaceship building 50. This function can be reused with different values, which is so much better than having to retype the loop every time you want to retry the function with different values. A function can be stored in models, which is where Python becomes useful, like very useful, instead of just useful. Off the video, I would like to give you the answer I gave in the challenge in the previous video. So the answer is import turtle, and it could be if your answer is like mine, good job. If your answer is different from mine, it still works, also good job. T equals turtle dot pen Q equals 10 and D equals 30, I'm sorry. For X in range 300, T dot forward D and T dot right Q. D equals D minus 0.1. Let's watch this thing go. And also, if you want the turtle to go faster, you can set its speed by putting t.speed, and you can put it 1 through 10. 10 is the slowest and 1 is the fastest. But there also is an option for 0, which turns off all animations and goes at the max speed it can. So my next challenge is to take the previous challenge and put it in a function. And take all the variables we made that's outside the function and turn them into parameters. And also you can also make the person ask for its size. You can do it. You can ask for its size by using input. But thank you for watching my video. Leave a like if you liked my video. But if you love my video, why don't you subscribe so you can see more awesome videos. Bye!